Thank you very much, everyone, once again for joining us here for this pre-match press conference ahead of Pakistan versus South Africa at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Tomorrow, we're joined by David Miller of South Africa, who will be taking questions in this press conference. Firstly, in the room, and I'd kindly request to see a show of hands, and then we will switch over to questions on Zoom. So can we start at that side of the room, please?
How's it, David? You guys are finding different ways to win. And something Wayne Parnell said after the Perth game that Quinton de Kock had said to him that if Wayne Parnell bats a lot, then the kind of proper batters aren't doing their jobs. Can you talk us through that kind of philosophy?
Yeah, I suppose. We are finding lots of ways to win. We've done it over a period of time now. I'd say probably the last year. We found ourselves in tricky situations and managed to get over the line. So I think the continuity of the squad over time. Guys have managed to sort of find their roles and sort of if one guy's not doing well, another guy sort of picks up the slack. So it's difficult to be successful in this format as there's a lot of different kind of variables, but we've managed to do well and play as a team. So I suppose if the batters are doing their job, then the all-rounders and bowlers are not. We don't really need them to bat. So, but obviously training, the guys are really putting in the hard work. The tail end, the all-rounders as well, because going into competitions like this, we will need 1 or 2 games. We might need them. So yeah, definitely putting in the yards.
And just on your last game, what is you kind of had wasn't easy, even though the total was fairly low that you were chasing. What's it like to have to fight quite hard for that? And would.
Yeah, I mean, it was extra bounce, and it was nipping around. The guys were bowling extremely well. Credit to our bowling attack for restricting to what the total was. And yeah, as a batting unit, like I said, we were 3 down there. It happens in cricket, and that's where we need to pick up the slack as middle order. So we managed to get a really good partnership, Aiden and myself. And I suppose it's just, the whole cliche is just, one ball at a time and just trying to stay in the moment as much as possible. It was difficult. So it was just managing to try and think your way through it. And if it's difficult for me and Aiden, it's going to be more difficult for, the guys coming in. So it was just a matter of sort of weathering the storm. Fortunately, we weren't chasing huge totals, so we, the run rate got a little bit higher, and then we managed to get it back with one big over. So that was always the thinking, and it worked out. So yeah, pretty chuffed.
How much confidence does it give you as a team looking at that pace attack you're able to put on the park, and that you have Marco in reserve if you want another tall, quick bowler? Just does that breed a sense of confidence in the whole squad?
Yeah, definitely. Especially being in Australia with the conditions that we've got here. Our pace attack has done great things over the years, and we've managed to, like I said, for the last year, the squad's sort of come into their own, especially as a bowling unit. The guys are bowling with great, energy, a lot of pace, and it's what we need here in Australia. So it is nice to have someone like Marco sitting on the bench. And having him in the as reserve. It's a healthy environment to have. So yeah, I think the guys are in a good space, and again, just one game at a time and trying to sort of stick to the process and stay in the moment.
If I can just ask, it's actually about a guy who's not here, but I don't know if you caught the highlights of Devol Bevis's 160 or 50 odd balls the other day. I mean, just how good is he and how good can he be?
Yeah, I mean, to do that in any format or any level of cricket is something special. So he definitely has shown what he's capable of. He's a huge talent, and we all know that. He is still very young, so putting performances like that back at home is what is needed. And I don't think it's going to be long until we see him playing for South Africa, but there's still a lot to do, and very excited to see what he's sort of capable of in the years to come.
Hi, David. Tomorrow it's a vital match for you also and Pakistan also. You are in good position. You are leading on the points table. But comparatively, Pakistan bowling, spin bowling is better than India. So how do you rate tomorrow? It could be some problem for you, for your batting when the Pakistani spinners.
Yeah, I think, we've managed to play quite a lot against India in the Indian conditions. We went to Pakistan not long ago. I think we've competed really well. And over a period of 2 years, we've really been focusing as a batting squad on playing spin. The guys have definitely prepared really well and have a lot of different options. So, I think it's something that we're well aware of. And I think the guys have definitely got the skills to perform against the spinners, the Pakistan spinning team. So, I think the guys are definitely up for it. We're taking one game at a time, and we are in a great position on the table, but there's still a lot to do. So we're definitely up for tomorrow and looking forward to what sort of to brings. I mean, also the conditions tomorrow might not spin. If they do spin, like I said, we've got the options. So I think the guys are in a good space.
Hi, David. How do you see Pakistan as an overall opponent, and does their position a must-win game for them make them more dangerous?
Definitely. I mean, it's we all know that every game in the World Cup is an important game, and Pakistan are always a team. You've got to make sure that you're on your A game as an opponent. So just making sure that we sticking to our processes and what has worked in the past to implementing it tomorrow. Like I said, Pakistan are a great team and they've got some serious match winners. But we just got to take it as it comes, and definitely the boys are up for it. And then I suppose Pakistan, it's a must-win game for them, so they're going to be coming and charging, and we definitely prepared for it.
Pakistan has mostly relied on opening pair of Babar Azam and Rizwan, but they haven't been able to score big runs recently. Do you think this gives the opponent this gives you an edge over Pakistan, as the players they have been relying on are not able to score much runs?
I think it is an area to exploit. This game is all about confidence, and I mean they haven't probably performed the way they wanted to, but they're world-class players, and we're expecting them to come out and bring their A game and be up for the challenge. So it's by all means not just going in there and expecting to get them out first ball or early up. We've got to work really hard for every wicket, and hopefully we can get them early up and put the Pakistan middle order under pressure a little bit earlier than later.
Okay, I don't think we've got any more questions in the room, but we do have some hands on Zoom. So can we go to Umesh, please? Your question, please, quickly. Okay, no Umesh, so Wahid, please. Okay, no, Rana, you return. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's go back to Umesh. My bad.
Thank you. I'm sorry, actually. So, David, my question is that when I played a brilliant knock against India. So, when you will be eyeing your next match against Pakistan, so it's quite a lot of dependence on today's result of India versus Bangladesh. So, as you already think that Pakistan have not that much to lose. So what would be your prime target against Pakistan? To top the table or just to take ahead? And one more question, can we expect NGD on the Sydney? Answer one by one. Thank you.
Briefly. Yeah.
Can you repeat the question very quickly, Umesh, for us? Okay, we'll have to move on. Sorry, I can see Ongama. You've got a question, please. Can I ask you to you say yours?
Hi, David. This is Ongama from Cricket Fanatics magazine. You've been very successful over the past 12, 18 months in T20 cricket, white ball cricket, actually. You've been just like in amazing form. Even on Sunday, in a game situation where a lot of guys would choke and wouldn't necessarily be as confident as you have been. What would you put that down to, David? We see a lot of maturity. Would you say that it's you are in that point in your career where you really understand your own potential for you to be performing like that in those types of pressure situations? What would you put that down to, the success and everything? Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it has been a good ride the last year and a half. For me personally, I just trying to draw back on past experiences. I feel like experience is a really valuable thing. And for example, on the previous game, we were in a little bit of trouble, a lot of pressure to win the game, obviously. And it's just about slowing the process down, understanding what is required right now. I feel like in the past maybe could have got a little bit hasty. I really struggled up front, whereas Aiden was playing, really well. So there was a lot of dot balls, and you can get a bit edgy and try and just counter attack as such. So I just try to slow myself down and realize that if I get through this period, the partnership is way more important than me just going out and giving my wicket away. So it did help that Aiden was going really well, and then picked up one boundary, and the momentum kind of swings your way. So it's just trying to weather the storm. Feel like I've been in a lot of different situations in my career, and it's about making sure that you're really in the moment, and what's required is probably the most important. Execution then becomes another thing, but fortunately there was a couple opportunities that they missed, and that's part of the game, so it obviously helps us out hugely. But just trying to slow things down and draw back on past experiences.
Okay, that concludes this morning's press conference. Thanks very much, David, for joining us, and thanks for those online and in the room here in Sydney. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.